at Vaibhav Suryavansh's entry into the national setup. It's a very, very happy news for him, and obviously it's because of his recent spectacular performances that we've seen in the IPL.
Well, there was, like you said, this spectacular performance in the recently concluded IPL. There has been a clamor to get Vaibhav into the senior Indian side, especially not just from within India. It's abroad. It's from England. We've just recently had, the British three England former Test skippers like Michael Vaughan, like Ian Botham, they all are calling for Vaibhav's inclusion into the senior team. They all want to see him. The world is excited about him. So I guess, and I think what helped the selectors make this decision was that in the second season, Vaibhav has gone from better to best. In a sense, from the first season, which was his first debut season, this season he's shown more maturity. He's played according to the team's requirements. Plus, he's not wavered as such from his style of playing. So everything fell in place for Vaibhav to be included. There was just a huge clamor to get him into the senior side. And then obviously, we've had the precedent of Sachin Tendulkar, the great Sachin Tendulkar, coming into the Indian team at the age of 16. So, yes, and in the T20 format, I think this long format will still take some time, but definitely in the T20 format, post this IPL, there was a call to get him in earlier than normal.
That's right. And if you look at the IPL performances, where some of the most seasoned batters struggled, that's where Vaibhav Suryavanshi flourished. And that's exactly what the Indian T20 selectors are looking at. They want a new generation of players. But also, Ms. Bhatia, if you look at IPL performances, one particular, disappointment is the fact that Rajat Patidar's name never was even mentioned. He has been a very
Yeah,
successful captain with good
that's been a
performances.
that's been a disappointing thing that Rajat Patidar has led the Bangalore team so well. The Royal Challengers Bangalore team has got them the title. He's been a great leader. He's been a team man. He's played very well and he's played consistently, scored runs when the team needed it. But having said that, I guess there's also, you know, um, the balance that the selectors were looking at if they had to include Vaibhav and if they had to include one or two other names. There was Ishan Kishan already there. There's Tilak Varma already back in form. It was difficult call to make, but I guess they just are looking at the future. Also, you must remember, I want to make this point very clear that unlike the one day and the test formats, in T20 format, the longevity of a player is shorter. It's less. It's always less. So even if you've won the World Cup, sadly, like so in Surya's case, yet he's not really in great form. So the chopping board was always there. So that's the problem in one T20, that the time or leeway given to players who are not in such great form to come back again is not easy. And like in Rajat Patidar's case, I think he's just been plainly unlucky to miss out.
That's right. And even in Surya Kumar Yadav's case, to drop a captain who won the T20 World Cup, that's really a bold move that the selectors have taken. And this is the kind of approach that they believe is required to get, the new generation of aggressive batters and a proper 16-man squad.
Yeah, but like I said earlier, the IPL is a perfect platform to test your youngsters and test the upcoming players against the best in the business, because you've got a lot of foreign players also coming in. So the level of competition is far higher than, let's say, a regular T20 Syed Mushtaq Ali tournament in within India, a domestic tournament for T20 format. Also, the turnout, like I said, for T20 format. I mean, they keep looking at new faces, new talent, fresh blood. That's what T20 is all about, essentially. And it's more like horses for courses more than anything else in T20 format.
And every youngster has had his, share of limelight, because initially it was Devdutt Padikkal, then came Yashasvi Jaiswal. And then when Yashasvi Jaiswal, got to the peak of his career. Then came a Vaibhav Suryavanshi. So we've seen the progression of how youngsters are rising up to
Yes.
big occasions. How do you look at England and Ireland series for Vaibhav Suryavanshi?
It's not going to be so easy. Although he's superbly talented, but it's going to be challenging. The conditions are very different from what he's used to playing in India, and his exposure to, let's say, conditions in England, overcast conditions or even green turfs, is not so much. It's going to be a learning experience for him. But I feel the way he showed in the playoff, first playoff, the way he adapted to the needs of the team, he has the maturity. Even though he's a very young boy, he has the maturity to understand what the team requires him to do. So he'll find his way in that sense.
But what are the major challenges for a very new team like this one? There are youngsters coming in, there are mid-senior level players, and there are absolute seniors as well. So how do you think this entire, combination is going to work out in the dressing room? Because the mood in the dressing room will definitely reflect on the field as well.
No, I think it's going to be fine. This mix of youth, young blood, more experience, some not so experienced is fine. Because T20 format is like that. And like I said, they played in the IPL. So they are used to playing against the best in the business also. Not just from India, but also from other countries. So I don't think that's going to be an issue. That you need experience. You need the likes of Ishan Kishan. You need the likes of, uh, you know, um, our new captain, or even for that matter, Tilak Varma, to guide the young blood. But the young blood is also necessary because they are brave. The T20 format, they don't tend to think too much. They're well prepared for it in that sense.
Bhattaji, kindly stay on with us because we have Vaibhav Suryavansh's childhood coach, his reaction that has just come in. Let's play that out.
पहला तो ये है कि वैभव और वैभव के पूरी फैमिली को बहुत बधाई। और हम सभी लोगों के लिए बहुत गर्व का क्षण है कि आज सचिन तेंदुलकर के बाद ये यंगेस्ट प्लेयर है जो भारतीय टीम में जिनका T20 के लिए चयन हुआ है। और एज ए कोच आई एम फीलिंग वेरी प्राउड। आज मेरे लिए बहुत ही गर्व का क्षण है, पूरे बिहार के लिए गर्व का क्षण है और पूरे भारत के लिए भी गर्व का क्षण है कि इतने छोटा बच्चा, इतने कम उम्र में बच्चे ने वो वैसा परफॉर्मेंस किया है कि आज वो भारतीय टीम का सदस्य बन पाया है। तो सभी को बधाई और उम्मीद करता हूं कि आने वाले समय का भारतीय क्रिकेट का पोस्टर बॉय BCCI को मिल गया है और वैभव बहुत बड़े बड़े परफॉर्मेंस करेगा और सभी के उम्मीदों पे खरा उतरेगा।
Ms. Bhatia, had you prepared a mock squad before the official list was announced? And if you had prepared, what were the names that you had probably mentioned which did not find a
See,
mention
I
by
had
the
Vaibhav
BCCI?
in the long list,
Okay.
but I wasn't sure that the selectors were ready to take the call. It was not about Vaibhav's ability, but it was whether they wanted to expose him now because he was there in the India A team. He's being put through the paces to India A, then he'll make it to the senior team. So I wasn't sure whether they'll actually take a call now, and that too in conditions in England and Ireland. But they've taken the call. It's a brave call. It's a good call. Because how long would you have kept him back? Tell me that. If not this IPL, next IPL also, he's such a precocious talent. He would have probably done equally good or even better. So how long would you have kept him back? And why waste the time? I mean, you've got the example of Sachin Tendulkar. The selectors kept faith in him. He was fast tracked into the test side, in fact. But Weber still going into the T20 side right now.
Ms. Bhatia, my final question is, Surya Kumar Yadav is out, Shreyas Iyer is in. Is he the long-term T20 captain or are we looking at another audition?
I'm sorry?
Are we looking at another audition or is he the long-term T20 captain, Shreyas Iyer?
No, for now, I think Shreyas Iyer will be the captain for the next couple of seasons or series. They moved on. Let's accept it. Unless Surya Kumar Yadav does something sensational if he's there in the one-day format scheme of things and does something sensational as an exceptional form that you can't stop him from coming in, I doubt it. Really doubt. They moved on. They're looking at a new team. And mind you, this is not just about the England and the Ireland series. Then you also have the Asian Games, Olympic picked the Asian Games squad also.
Right, Ms. Neeru Bhatia, thank you so much for joining me on this conversation. Well, that's it. The squad has been announced. Shreyas Iyer will be leading it. There is no Surya Kumar.